What the f is up, guys? Sawcasm here, and today I'm going to give you some tips on how to improve at one of the most fundamental aspects in Call of Duty or any first-person shooter for that matter. Disclaimer: fundamentals are not always fun. Side effects may include time, effort, practice, procrastination, PC master race, an upset stomach, nausea, diarrhea, 2-year-old son, and death. Contact your favorite YouTuber if your gameplay begins to worsen. Being able to aim well is very important. You can get kill streaks a lot more consistently. You'll be able to win a lot more gunfights. If you see a terrorist who's about to shoot up a whole building, you could just take him out really quickly. If you get in a Western old duel style, like where you stand back to back with just a single pistol and then you have to take 3 paces or 5 paces. It's been a while since I did one. So you take 5 paces, you turn around, shoot him in the face. Really, you could just go on 4 paces and you'll always win if you just go on 4 when really you agree on 5. But if you want to play fair, these tips will help you win those kinds of old school duels as well. So let's get right into the tips. So the first and probably the best tip I could give you guys is to challenge yourself. Put that fucking foregrip down. Take it off. It's a really good attachment. I know I use it all the time. It's very useful. But I guarantee if you spend some time practicing without it, and it's a little bit tougher for you, it'll take some time to get adjusted to. You know, you'll probably do a little bit worse for a few games, a few days, whatever it is, but by the time you go back to that foregrip, it will be like that time in 10th grade when you haven't eaten tacos in so long and little Susie made you some tacos. She let you eat her tacos. I think that was just a remarkable experience. So yeah, it'll be just like that. Just remember little Susie. So anyway, guys, along with taking off foregrip, another way to challenge yourself is to use the shitty guns. Use the guns with a lot of recoil and the low damage guns, because it'll force you to aim and learn to aim with them where you need to aim, which is the chest, the head. That's where you do the most damage if you didn't know. Not the legs, the feet, all that. You really don't want to be aiming for that. Sometimes you don't really have a choice. Sometimes it just ends up like that and it works out anyway. But for the most part, you want to be aiming for the chest, the head. That's where you'll do the most damage. And by using the less good guns, I don't know why I didn't just say the worst guns. That was so ineffective. Like, the less good guns. Do you know how much time I just wasted because I said less good? Less good. First of all, I added another word, and then on top of that I had to explain that I made such a mistake. And hopefully, though, the reason I'm explaining my mistake is so you guys will never make this mistake again. Don't ever say less good, because you see right now what's happening. Like, my whole life right now is spiraling out of control because I said less good. But anyway, because the gun is worse, you're gonna be forced to aim where you need to aim in order to kill them, or you're gonna die. You're going to get punished for it, and that will force you to play better, basically. Go for the camouflage attachments. A lot of them force you to use guns in class setups that you normally would never use, and plus you get rewarded for them in the form of camouflages. So that's pretty cool too. It's like a little bonus. A very underrated thing that I haven't heard anyone else talk about in Advanced Warfare, maybe a couple people did, but I haven't heard it, is paintball effects. If you go in your settings, you can enable an option called paintball effects, and what this does is whenever there's bullets shot and the bullets hit a wall or a hard surface, it will show up kind of like paintball splatters. So you'll be able to see where the bullets are coming from or where your bullets are going. So it's good either way for seeing where you're getting shot at or where you're actually aiming. Now, this is helpful for a couple reasons. One, you can adjust your shot on the fly. It allows you to see where you're aiming a little bit better. Maybe if you shoot someone and you see your bullets are landing to the right of him, you can just adjust your shot mid-shot while doing that, and it can really help out. Another really good tactic to use with this is to go into a private match or a secluded area, maybe like a secluded island. That's what they should do. They should add like a little secluded island where you could just test out guns and stuff. I know they have the firing range, but I think an island would be just cooler. Like an island with specific spots for you to try out guns. That would be sick. So in the private match, you just aim at the wall, you hold down the trigger, you don't really control it at all. You just let the gun free, man. Just let it do its thing. And you could see its recoil pattern. Now, you want to do this a couple times because sometimes the recoil pattern varies greatly. Like sometimes it go in the opposite direction. And you just want to get a feel for how the recoil pattern goes. Then you want to try to shoot, and you want to try to control the recoil as much as possible. Try to keep the spread as tight as possible. Ooh, I like that. And make sure you're trying this from all different ranges so you can really get a feel for how the gun works and plays out at different angles, different ranges, stuff like that. Because some guns, you know, at long range, they feel completely different than they do at close range. But I urge you, if there's a gun you really like, try it from all different ranges so you can really get adept with it at any situation. The final tip that I'm going to give you guys is the Holy Grail. I noticed that this is more of a subconscious thing. You're not going to understand why this is happening, but I guarantee you that if you play better people, you will become better, you'll get a better shot, etc. Now, I know this isn't always possible because the matchmaking is somewhat random, even though it's skill-based matchmaking. There is a little bit of variation, but if you're like a reverse booster and you're getting matched up with kids who are way below your level, and you know this, you are going to make some sloppy mistakes. You're just going to end up playing a little lazy because there's a little more room for error. You can make some mistakes and still get away with it. But if you play with people better than you, they're not going to let you make as many mistakes. You're going to get punished for it. So they're going to put you in the timeout. No, I'm just kidding. There's no timeout. They're going to kill you if you make a mistake. Meanwhile, you're going to learn from this, and it's going to force you to be a little more alert next time, and you're not going to make the same mistakes, hopefully. So anyway, guys, that's about it. I hope you guys enjoyed. Let me know if any of these tips work for you. Definitely try out the paintball effects. I haven't heard anyone else talk about that, so try it out. Let me know what you think about it. If you enjoyed the video, feel free to leave a like. Some feedback, constructive criticism is always appreciated. But if you hated it, be sure to dislike, leave some meaningful comments, and unsubscribe, you hating ass bitch.